Hi, Martin here with another video, and today I'm going to show you the desktop version of CapCut. So I'm going to go over how you get it, the interface, and then show you some basic editing features, so by the end of the video you'll be ready to start creating your own. So let's get started. So CapCut used to be only on mobile, and some interesting workarounds were needed to get it working on Mac or PC, but now CapCut has released an official desktop version. So all you need to do is simply head to CapCut.com, and on here you'll see that you have the option to download for Mac, okay, so or Windows, depending on the machine that you are using. So first and foremost, go ahead to CapCut.com and download CapCut. So once you've done that, what you'll then want to do is open up the CapCut software. So here we have the CapCut software. So on this initial screen, you won't see a huge amount. So obviously this part here shows the projects that you've created. So you probably won't have anything in here. So let's go ahead and click the big main button at the top, which is Start Creating. So here we are at the main interface of CapCut. So let's start by talking about the various different boxes that we have on this interface. So first and foremost, if we start over here on the left hand side, this essentially is where we'll find all of our various options. So the first one, you can see along the top, we have a whole host of options, including media, where we can import our video, audio, or photos. Audio, where we can add some audio to our video. Text, fairly self-explanatory, we can add text. Stickers, effects, transitions, filters, and adjustments. And you can see as we select different options, further sub-options become available in this window here in the top left. So if we move over to the top middle, this is the player. So once we import some video and add it to our timeline, we'll be able to get a preview of our video in the edits we make in this player window here. If we continue along the top, we have our window over here, which is our details window. So as we add different elements to our video, when we click on them, we'll see the details and more specific options in this details window here. And then lastly, down the bottom is where we have our timeline. So this is where we're going to drag our video, our audio, our pictures, our text, and actually create our video. So that's the interface of CapCut. One of the great things about it is that it's pretty simple and straightforward to understand. So let's go ahead and do some basic editing. So the first thing we're going to do is add a video to a timeline. So you can click import here, but you can also just go to edit here, and then we can drag video in from our Finder window. So you can see I've got my video that I've just imported here under my media tab. And if I want to start editing that, all I simply need to do is click and then drag that down to the timeline. So you can also see that it's appeared in my player window up here. So if I start playing, then you'll start seeing it move around on here. So let's go ahead and pause that. Before we jump into the editing and adding anything extra to the video, one thing I want to note in this player window is near the bottom right corner, you'll see where it says original. Now if we click on that, what we can actually do is we can adjust the aspect ratio of our video. So one thing CapCut is great for is creating TikToks or YouTube shorts. So the ratio for that is the 9:16. So I'm going to select 9:16 here. So that's changed the aspect ratio of my video. What I can then do, because my video is not filling the whole screen, I can actually click and drag on this corner, and I can just pull it out a little bit so that it fills the entire aspect ratio. Okay, so I've sorted out the aspect ratio of my video. What I'm going to do now is along the bottom here, you can see I've got my timeline video. Now, one of the main things that you might want to do when you're editing a video is what we call trimming. So you might want to cut some different sections of the video out. So if you're playing your video, figure out where you want to start. Okay, so I want to cut a section out. So we're going to click on this split icon here. So you can see now I could delete that first section. Say you recorded a video, it's just quiet at the start. You can go ahead and delete that. Okay, I could also click on split here, choose another section, split, and then I could just delete that middle section there as well. So allows you to cut out the sections that you don't want anymore. All right, so one of the best features of CapCut is something called auto captions. Now you'll have seen various auto captions in a variety of TikToks and YouTube shorts. So in order to add that, we head to the text tab, auto captions, and then we click on create. So what this will do is it will go through your video, listen to all of the audio, and then convert it into captions. So you can now see, as I play my video, that I have captions here along the bottom. They're essentially repeating what I've said. So we can kind of see it's a little bit hard to read. They're not very big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to select all of my captions here. So now over in our details window, you can see we have a whole host of options along here. So a lot of it is to do with the way it looks. But what I like to do first is if we click on captions, we can actually see the captions that have been made. What this is great for is going in and checking, and then you can do any formatting. Obviously, if there's any spelling mistakes or maybe it's misinterpreted a word that you've said, you can edit that in here. So once you're happy that the captions are as they should be, head back over to text, and then under text we have a few more tabs. We have basic, for some basic editing, bolding, underlining, font size, etc. We have bubble, which will add a background, and then we have effects, which is kind of like word art of making our text look a bit bigger. So if I go into bubble here, you can see a whole range of different styles that you could add to your video. So say if I click on this one, you can see now I've got this kind of paintbrush effect behind. I can also, again, with these corners, if I click and drag, it will increase the size of my captions. So I think that looks quite good, but I think maybe the white could stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to go over to effects, and I'm going to scroll through, again, a huge amount of different effects that I could add to my text to really try and make it stand out. So adding captions is one of the best ways to get people engaged with any videos that you create, particularly if you're creating them for social media. So if I go ahead and click here, yeah, I think that looks quite good. So what I can do is, again, head back to the start, click play, and I can just make sure that I'm happy with the way that that looks. So I might just move it down a little bit by just clicking and holding. That will pause the video, so then I can keep playing, and I can just get a good idea. I can also go ahead and make that full screen so I can get a better idea of if I like the way that it looks. So we can also go through on this video and add things like stickers. Okay, so if I click or drag my sticker down here, go over to here, I've then got my rain cloud sticker in the middle of my picture. I can also click on my video and I can add a whole host of effects. So if I say went for this, you can now add, I've got this purple orange gradual effect on there. I click again, we can try something else, so maybe making it negative, and we can add that effect on as well. So finally, also, if I go ahead and just split my video again, we also have things like transitions. So you've obviously may have seen this in things even like PowerPoint, where you can transition between different sections of your video. So I'll put my transition in here, click play, and you can see I have that little blink transition in my video. So there you have it. Essentially it boils down to adding your video, putting it on the timeline, going to text, adding some captions, and then just adding any stickers, effects, or transitions that you feel appropriate for your video. So there you have it. That's how you use CapCut I really hope that you found this video useful. If you did, please give this video a like, comment below, and consider subscribing for more. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.